What do you think when you see the circles floating silently in the ocean? A structure? A military device? Or just a strange object from the ocean? 2 million fish from the world's 5 most valuable species are being farmed in the middle of the ocean. Not as an experiment, but to fuel a global industry worth billions of dollars a year. From salmon monitored by robots in Northern Europe, to bluefin tuna fattened like Kobe beef, to lobsters farmed as treasures in Southeast Asia. Oysters, creatures that don't need to be fed but clean the ocean every day. And finally, sturgeon, the ancestor of the black eggs that are more expensive than gold. Have you ever wondered, why are these cages appearing more and more all over the world? Go discover how raising 2 million fish in floating cages feeds a $1 billion global industry. $2 million fish, thousands of floating cages in the middle of the ocean. Seemingly small dots in the ocean, but in fact, they are links in an industry that feeds the whole world. The most prominent fish in this network is salmon, not only a culinary symbol of many countries, but also an economic machine worth billions of dollars. Among them, Atlantic salmon is considered to represent a revolution in aquaculture in the open sea, opening a new era for the modern aquaculture industry. Each cage can hold up to 150,000 fish, closely monitored by a 360-degree camera system, underwater sensors that continuously measure temperature, flow rate, and oxygen concentration. All data is recorded and processed like a smart factory, except that this factory is floating in the middle of the ocean. Today, salmon farming is no longer a story of individual fishermen, but a high-tech achievement where biology, engineering, and data are closely combined. Thanks to that, farmers can control quality, limit diseases, ensure rapid growth, and especially accurately forecast output half a year in advance. The world currently consumes more than 2.7 million tons of salmon each year. Norway alone, the salmon capital of the world, exports more than 1.3 million tons of salmon, earning nearly $12 billion, making this fish one of the strong pillars of the Nordic economy. From delicate sashimi plates in Japan to convenient fish burgers in America, salmon has infiltrated every corner of modern culinary culture. Not only because of its delicious taste and rich nutrition, but also because of its stability and ease of control. It is truly a product of industrialized agriculture underwater. Salmon, a seemingly simple fish, is setting the gold standard for global aquaculture. A living testament to the future of marine agriculture, smart, sustainable, and technologically connected at an unprecedented level. But what if we tried farming a completely different species? One that doesn't stay still like salmon, but swims its entire life. One that was once the muscle machine of the ocean and could only be hunted, not farmed. Faster than most fish, Tuna are icons of the ocean's wilds, relentless, long-distance runners who can swim thousands of miles from continent to continent. From Spain and Malta to Japan and Mexico, a completely different method of raising tuna has emerged. One that doesn't start from eggs, nor does it breed in tanks. Instead, young tuna are caught in the wild, released into giant floating cages in the ocean, and then fattened up with live fish for months. Each cage is about 164 to 262 feet in diameter, about 82 feet deep, like an underwater stadium, and holds between 100 and 280 people. 300 bluefin tuna, each weighing about 176 to 551 pounds. Once they reach their ideal size, the ocean warriors are harvested, frozen, and flown to Tokyo, where the value of a single fish can range from $50,000 to over $300,000, with individual fish selling for up to $1.8 million at world-famous auctions. But behind this super profitable model are unanswered questions. Tuna cannot yet reproduce artificially in a stable manner. The fish are still wild caught for their breeding stock, and the feed conversion ratio, FCR, is extremely high. It takes 22 to 33 pounds of bait fish to produce just 2.2 pounds of tuna. Despite the controversy, tuna farming is opening up a lucrative market worth hundreds of millions of dollars a year, and spurring research into artificial reproduction, aiming for a more sustainable future for the ocean's legendary fish. If tuna is the warrior of the sea, the next creature has a completely different appearance. Quiet, small, but of great value. A crustacean that is raised like a treasure, in small cages right next to the shore. Lobster.